All right. Well, welcome everyone. Excited to be here. January 27th, 2015. Up here in the Boston area, we got hit with a little bit of snow today, about 2.5 feet in my area. And it was fun. It was a great workout. I have a nice long driveway, so 3 hours later, the driveway looks pretty good, and I feel pretty strong. So I'm excited. I'm actually kind of tired, but we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, welcome to tonight's call. You're here by some stroke of fate. Someone invited you to be on the call here tonight, and we're excited that you decided to join us. We're going to talk for about 25 minutes. Hopefully, we're going to answer a lot of questions for you, and if you have any more questions when we're done with the call, by all means, the person who invited you on can answer those questions for you. And if they're brand new and they can't, there's someone that they're working with that absolutely can. Tonight we're going to be focused in on the convergence of trends, what's really fueling this opportunity and why so many people are so excited about this around the world in 13 countries. We are the Global Exec Team. That is our logo that you see on the screen, Get Fit, Get Focused, Get Free, and we're excited to be able to present this information to you tonight. So with that, let me jump right in, and let's talk about this convergence of trends. We call it the perfect storm, the coming of age of an industry, the emergence of a new industry, and the worldwide paradigm shift that's taking place. And we're going to talk about all three of these things as we move right into it. So let's start by talking about the coming of age of an industry. What is network marketing, and why have we heard of it, and why do so many people have preconceived ideas of what it is and what they have to do to be successful with it? Well, in modern-day network marketing, it's a proven entity. There's over $125 billion of sales on a worldwide basis that are done through this industry. This is a foregone conclusion. This is no longer on trial. There are 16.8 million people in the United States that are involved in this industry on a full or part-time basis. Interestingly, 82% of women who earn over $100,000 a year in the United States do so in direct marketing. And anti-aging health and wellness products certainly do dominate the industry, and we're going to talk about a leading-edge company in just a few minutes. One last piece of information that's very important in modern-day network marketing is many people are making more money part-time than they're making in their full-time business. And I will be completely frank with you, this is more normal now than ever before in history. And, 135 millionaires or so later, this company is boasting people that have earned over $1 million, and most of them doing it in anywhere between 2 and 5 years. We are on a trajectory track right now that has literally never been done before in the history of this industry. So what's the difference between the network marketing industry of today and the multi-level industry of the past? Well, multi-level marketing, which obviously is very successful, started in the 1950s. The granddaddy of all companies is the Amway company, and there's been many successful companies afterwards. And the draw card to multi-level marketing was that you could get paid not just on your own efforts, not just on the people that you brought into the business, but also the people that they brought into the business and the people that they brought in. And typically those compensation plans would pay either a 3, 4, or 5, or even in a really, really good compensation plan, maybe as many as 6 levels, which there's more growth that takes place on those lower levels just because of the geometric progression. Well, this company that we're introducing to you tonight got it right. They just broke the mold of multi-level marketing and turned it into something where there are no levels. You're literally paid on volume to an infinite level, and then you're capped on income. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we go into it. We'll talk about how you blow out a business center and you get to that point where you're earning in excess of $700,000 a year, which many people have done. So let's start with the 3 core principles of network marketing. First of all, word of mouth is the most credible and cost-effective means of bringing a product to market. If I like something, and I'm excited about using it, and I get a result with it, and I tell someone else about it, that's credible. It's not a manufactured ad campaign. There's no middlemen taking a piece, and they have nothing to do with either production or consumption of the product, but they get a piece because they're in the middle. That's not how this works. This is someone telling someone about an experience they've had themselves, which makes it the most credible and cost-effective way to market a product. Now, it is true that products that are emotional, consumable, and are result-oriented are the cornerstone of your success. Why? Because an emotional product is something that moves people, not that is people moving the product. It's people that are moved by the product. And if it's consumable, that means they're going to order it again and again, which can create a residual income stream. And if it's results-oriented, then, of course, people are going to talk about it and people are going to ask about it, which is all the qualities that we have involved with this business. And last but not least, the last core principle here is residual income trumps all. And I alluded to that a little bit when I talked about the products being emotional and consumable, meaning that every day they're reordered. We're not talking about something like a hard good that you order it once and you may not need to order it again for a decade or more, or something of that nature. This is something that every single week, every single month, every single day, you're using a product. It's being thrown away in the trash can when you finish it, and you're ordering another one. So let's talk about that. Branding. Now, manufactured end campaigns, they're trying to brainwash us. They're trying to brand us. They're whatever their product or services, they're telling us about it, and that's why companies that are long time established, doing billions and billions of dollars in sales, are still on TV every day with logos and with jingles and things that they're trying to put in our head, and they're showing us whatever it is. Up here in New England, we're bombarded with Dunkin' Donuts commercials every morning. So you go out there and they're trying to get you to buy their coffee or buy their bagel or buy their sandwich or buy their donut, whatever it may be, and it never stops. And this is a long-term, 50-year-old established company, and it happens all the time. Well, with network marketing, you're building your own brand, and you're getting a piece of the production and the consumption of what takes place in your network because you're building your own brand. We are the advertising budget. The network marketing company does not pay for marketing. They don't pay for advertising. We do it for them. And therefore, they're able to just shift that entire budget that would typically go to the ad campaigns and to the marketing and pay us, the associates in the field. And that's why we're paid so handsomely. So with that, I'd like to talk a little bit about how this grows. And, we do another a workshop or presentation we call the 3-year retirement plan. And this is really what takes place in that 3 years. And we liken it to a penny doubling every day for a 30-day month. And we show you how the 100% compounding effect takes place. If you start with 2 pennies, and you double it the next day to 4 pennies, and you double it the next day to 8 pennies, and so on, by the end of 10 days, you have $10.24. We liken that to the first year of your network marketing experience. You start to see growth take place over that short period of time that you're in it, month after month. And the more people that are involved, that doubling effect takes place. However, the second year, or the second 10 days in this example, is when you see the money go from $20 to $40 to $80 to $160, $300, etc. And then it gets crazy. In the 18th, 19th, and 20th days, it goes from $2,000 to $5,000 to $10,000. And then what takes place in the next 30 days, the last 10 days, a total 30-day month, is it goes from $10,000 to $10 million. And that's how we've seen so many people get on what we refer to as that 3-year retirement plan, where 3 years into the business, they've got an income stream between $250,000 and $750,000 that's coming in on a residual basis, and it goes on with or without their efforts. And there are new members joining their team on a daily, weekly, monthly basis and using the product and sharing the product. So that's the exciting part of the exponential growth that takes place. Now let's talk about the emergence of a new industry, social media. Now, social media hasn't been with us very long, but boy, was it a perfect fit for network marketing, because we can reach so many more people from the power of our phone, from our iPhone, from our Android device, from our tablet. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Viber, we have WhatsApp, we have Skype, we have all these different ways, YouTube, that we can reach people that we could never do before. And we're connected with people. I'm connected with people that I grew up with in my neighborhood when I was just young, 5, 7, 9 years old. I'm connected to these people on Facebook. I have people from high school. I have people from college. I have people from old jobs. I have people when I lived in Florida. I live in Boston now. I've been all over the world, and I'm connected to people all over the world, all over the globe. And that's exciting. And you have that opportunity to tap into that in your network marketing business. So this creates what we refer to as a global ping pong effect, where I might know someone in Florida who happens to know someone in South America who has a contact with someone in Vietnam who happens to know someone that lives in Australia who brings it over to someone in Germany who knows someone back in China. And all of these people are ordering product, assuming the country is open. We're in 13 countries. They're ordering product direct from their country and from their warehouse, and every time they do that, our computer system tracks it, puts it into the global system, and at the end of that week, we receive a small percentage of that production as profit to ourselves in our paycheck, in our weekly paycheck. And that is true leverage. That's what that is. And it's very, very exciting. So this is a worldwide paradigm shift that we're now going to talk about. When we talk about a convergence of trends, let's talk about prevention. Let's talk about healthy living. Let's talk about what takes place when people start to take control of their health and they start to understand really what it is that is what's making them tick. And, you know, we've seen this happen over and over where people start to take more care and concern about what they're putting in their body. And we're seeing that all over the world. It's not just here. Certainly we're seeing it in the United States of America. The last paradigm shift, of course, is when we stopped smoking. I remember back in high school, in our high school, we had a smoking section. I'm dating myself a little bit. But we had a place that you could go and smoke. And I laugh because my son, 14 years old, every time he hears that, he cracks up. He can't even believe that we did that back then, that we had a place to go and smoke while we were in high school. But that changed, of course, and, you know, fewer and fewer people are picking up cigarettes and smoking. It's becoming something of the past because we know what it does to us. We know what it does to our body, and the same thing is happening in the wellness revolution. Currently this year, they're estimating $291 billion in global anti-aging product market. That's a big number. That's a good number in marketing. You want to be an industry that is growing. You want to be in an industry that is going through vertical growth if you can. And toxicity and deficiency is the root of the problem. That's why people are obese. That's why people are not feeling well. That's why this chronic disease. Our air is polluted. Our water is contaminated. And, you know, all of our foods are sprayed and preserved with pesticides. These are bad things, you know, and if we can do anything to prevent this, it's going to make us feel better, live longer, live healthier lives. Staggering statistics are about 174 million people in the United States are overweight. 92 million of them are obese, and about 3 million are what we consider morbidly obese. So we've got an epidemic in this country, and it's not just here in the United States. I will tell you, knowledge is unquestionably power. And what we have to think about with power and knowledge is that things change all the time. And, you know, I love this slide. Susan, my wife, put this slide in, and we love talking about this now to new people that are coming on board, the way that there are companies that come on to the scene and disrupt the way things had been done in the past, the way that Apple disrupted the way we communicate, the way that the Internet disrupted the way that we shop, the way that Google disrupted the way that we get information, and the way that this company, Isagenix International, disrupts the way we make income. We are making income now from our home or from our office on a worldwide basis with no overhead, no rent, none of the traditional headaches, inventory and accounts receivable that go along with running a big business, and we're creating big incomes with Isagenix because of the power of this compensation plan. So what do they all have in common? They provided a better way. And that's exactly what's taking place, and that's what's putting us on the map. So let's talk about Isagenix. What is Isagenix? Isagenix is a company that has solutions for weight loss, for energy and performance, and for healthy aging, and most importantly, for people that are listening to this call as a business opportunity for wealth creation. And there are a lot of websites that you can visit that talks about Isagenix, corporate websites, our own global exec team website, the website of the person who invited you on the call tonight. When you become an associate of this company, you get a self-duplicating website that's part of a $30 million system, which will allow your people to go on and learn about the company, learn about the products, order the products from you, and they can even sign up and start their own wholesale account, open their own account if they want to, right from your website. So this is where I get a little bit crazy excited about sharing this opportunity with people. Now, if you're a business person, please take some notes right here, because this is irrefutable. When you see the numbers here, you know where this company is headed. We began business 13 years ago in March of 2002. Last year, in 2014, just ended it a few weeks ago, we finished the year at $725 million. That's a 62% increase over the previous year, about $277 million higher than the previous year. That's a huge number, guys. That is a huge number for a company to grow by that percentage in that number. 76% increase in memberships worldwide, people opening up wholesale accounts, 60% retention of consumers. If you know anything about consumer goods, that is a very, very powerful number. And here's the staggering statistic, 95% retention for those people that go out and share the products with one or two others. In other words, they're getting money back from Isagenix for telling a few people about the products. Those people that have told a few people about the cleanse, about the shakes, about the vitamins, or about the bars, or about any one of these products, those people have people ordering and setting up their own wholesale account. 95% of them are retained in this system for years and years and years. We're currently in 13 countries. Our plan's to be in over 50 countries. This slide has to be updated because I know there's over 130 millionaires now. And 2015 sales projection is going to be right around $1 billion. That'll be the first year we do $1 billion. And you know what's interesting about that? You might be thinking to yourself, okay, Murray, sounds great. Okay, you're doing a couple million a day in orders. How do I tap into that? What does that mean for me? Well, here's the interesting part. For the first decade this company was in business, it was all about the product. And what I mean by that is that's all we talked about. We talked about the cleanse. We talked about toxicity. We talked about the shakes. We talked about undenatured whey protein. We talked about New Zealand, and that's where our protein comes from, which is the best. And we talked about the product, and we really built a solid base of consumers that are using this product. Well, we got to the point after a decade of doing this that it's now become what is referred to as a money story. People are earning significant incomes from the privacy of their own home and enjoying a much more, what can I say, stressless life. I'm not saying it's easy. It's certainly not easy, but it is a much better solution to make money. It's very simple. And as we emerge as the giant over the next decade in this industry, it'll be absolutely record-breaking what takes place. Now, if you haven't taken notes up until this point, this is where you get a pen out, because if you remember nothing else from this call, remember this part. There are 4 stages for a company to go through growth to get into billions of dollars in sales. The first stage is called formulation, when they're just starting out. The second stage is called concentration. Now, if a company is able to get out of that concentration stage, and it usually takes 4 to 7 years, depending on which country it's in and what the product sells for and how many people are talking about it, most businesses never get out of concentration. But if they do, they start to see vertical growth. Now, look what happened for Isagenix. In 2012, we hit $340 million in sales. Wow. Okay? In 10 short years, we're doing $340 million in sales. That's when the momentum started. In 2013, we went from $340 million to $460 million. From 2013 to 2014, last year, we went from $460 to $725 million. That means there are just enough people talking about this, enough people excited about it, that it's creating a frenzy in the marketplace. And remember, like I said at the beginning, we don't advertise. This is all being done through word of mouth. So what do you think is going to take place? Well, here's what the CEO and president of our company says. We're going to do $1 billion in 2015. We're going to increase again, another huge percent increase, and we're going to all make a lot of money along the way. Now, here's the interesting part. For those people that are math-oriented, results-oriented, numbers-oriented, it took us 7.5 years to do our first $1 billion in sales. However, our second $1 billion came in 3 years. Our third $1 billion came in a year and a half. We're about to do $1 billion in 1 year. You see, by the time we get to the end of this growth curve here in the green, guaranteed we'll be doing somewhere between $5 and $7 billion in sales. Now, we have something, when a sale is made, we have something called business volume. Business volume is the percentage attached to it that they put back to us in the advertising budget. We pay up to 50% back in the field on that business volume. Can you imagine doing $4 or $5 billion in sales? How much of that money is coming back to us as people that are talking about this product? We are the advertising budget. When you start building a team, that is all going to be part of your income stream. This is what is referred to in scientific terms as critical mass, explosion. In marketing terms, it means an explosion in sales, and that's what's taking place right now. So, talk about timing being everything. Right time, right place, right now, guys. If you're listening to this call, take advantage of the fact that you're hearing it now and not 10 years from now when it's a household name. Jump on board, catch the wave. Isagenix is perfectly positioned to capitalize on this convergence of trends, propelling this amazing opportunity. So what's your next step? Very simple. Get on the products. Try the products. They all come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You know what I love about Isagenix is these products are products that you need in your life. Every day we need to eat, but they're much higher quality products than anything you can possibly find at a grocery store or even a health food store. The highest quality because we can put so much more into our ingredients, into our research and development. We have 25 full-time scientists, many of them PhD scientists, that work exclusively for Isagenix, formulating these products and making these products available to us in the marketplace. We have, without a doubt, the best shakes on the planet. You've got to try our shakes. I was just texting back and forth with my good friend Jess Johnson, and we're talking about the different flavors. You would think we were talking about, I don't know, Jess, we were talking about diamonds because we were so excited about strawberry cream and vanilla versus chocolate and all that stuff. But this is really, really high quality stuff that you really do crave when you start to use it. I know I talk kind of fast, and I apologize for that, but I'm excited. And we want you to join us. We want you to join our team. Our mission is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process create the largest health and wellness company in the world. And when we say the largest health and wellness company in the world, we're talking about companies the size of a Johnson & Johnson. They do, $75 billion worldwide? That's where this company is headed. And we are just at the very beginning stages right now. You have stumbled onto something that can be life-changing in so many ways, and we're excited to have you on the call. At this point, I would say the best thing you can do is get back to the person who invited you on the call. They'll direct you to a few websites. They'll answer some questions for you. They'll get you on the phone with someone else that's maybe, if they're new, has much more experience than they have. And we would love for you to join our team. We have a terrific team, and we're breaking records. It's exciting to be on these calls. I look forward to meeting every single one of you sometime in the near future. And it's just a great evening to talk to people about this, especially up here in the Northeast where we're all snowed in for another day. This is what we can do. So with that, I'm going to say good night. Thanks for being on the call, and we'll talk to you soon.